Hi, I'm Rachel from Hounds in the Kitchen, and this is Lil, and you hear the tip-tap of Debbie, our old coonhound dog. But we're here today, we're going to tell you how to make mayonnaise from scratch. So we're going to start with a fresh chicken egg. Lil, I just picked this up from our backyard coop this morning. So nice and fresh, and we're going to crack that. We're going to reserve the whites in a little jar. One of us will probably fry those up and eat them for lunch. We don't want any white, we want just the yolk. I'm pouring back and forth, getting off that albumin. Come on. Alright, and then we're going to dump the yolk into the bowl that we're going to use to make mayonnaise. Now, the mayonnaise is actually an emulsion between the fats that are in the yolk and the oil that we're going to put in. It's amazing that you can take three liquids, a yolk and some lemon juice and some grapeseed oil, and you're going to make a semi-solid mixture out of that. So, Lil, would you like to use the reamer and get all the juice of that lemon into the bowl? So if you're buying jar juice, you can use about a teaspoon of lemon for a standard mayonnaise, and if you want a tangier mayonnaise, go ahead and use a little bit more, like up to 2 teaspoons. We're just going to use half of a fresh lemon. You definitely want to buy the all lemon juice, 100% juice, not the citric acid kind. Okay, so then I'm just going to whisk this up. And what the acid does is it breaks up some of those bonds that are in the egg yolk. And then we are going to start pouring in the oil. Now I'm going to start because we need just the tiniest dribble at the beginning. And then we'll have Lil help. So we're going to pour in just a little bit and whisk it together. Pour in a little bit more. Just a minute. And a little bit more. Each time I'm making sure the oil is fully incorporated. Alright, so it's starting to thicken up already. Okay, Lil, do you want to take over the pouring? Do just a tiny little drizzle, the tiniest little bit at a time. There we go. Okay, slow down just a little bit because I want to make sure it's all incorporated. All right, go ahead. A little bit more. We're going to keep going on and on like that, not quite that fast. It's starting to change color. Instead of it being that dark yellow, it's starting to lighten up a little bit. Go ahead, Lil. And I said I'm using grapeseed oil today. Grapeseed oil is a nice neutral flavored oil. You could use olive oil if you want more of that olivey flavor. Really any oil will do. But just keep in mind that the flavor of the oil is very much going to come through in the final product. All right, keep going, Lil. Go ahead, keep going. As we continue on, we can take oil in greater quantity, so it doesn't have to be so many just little dribbles. It can be more and faster.
It's getting a lot lighter.
It is. Keep going, though. We need more oil to make this happen. All right, so you can see now we have a pretty thick, spreadable mass. We can keep going with more oil, and I think we are going to add a little bit more. We're also going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt. You can do this to taste. Whisk that in. You'd like to whisk for a little bit? All right, go ahead and whisk. I'm going to add a little bit of oil at a time, just to get it a little bit thicker. Hard work, isn't it? Kind of makes up for all the calories of what we're going to be eating when we eat this mayonnaise. Alright, so I think it's good there. We used about almost a cup of grapeseed oil that time. It can vary between a half a cup and a cup, depending on the size of the yolk and how much you need to make that emulsion. So go ahead and always plan to have a cup, and then you might not use it all. Let it get as thick as you want, and then covered in the fridge. This will keep for a couple of days. You want to use it as soon as possible because there is that raw egg yolk in it. If you were more concerned about raw eggs, you could always use a pasteurized egg, and that will still make the emulsion, and then it's been pasteurized so that the bacteria won't grow. So there you have it, mayonnaise. Lil, what do you like to use mayonnaise in?
Canned tuna.
Tuna salad. Maybe we should have that for lunch.